Hello everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to another Daily Zone, the daily video on this channel. Me, your host, yours truly, Calvzone, or whatever you want to call me. I hope you're all having a fantastic Monday. You wonder why I'm speaking so quietly and I'm not as energetic. I have had a headache for most of the day, so I'm trying not to kind of aggravate it as I coast the rest of my day. But yeah, I hope you're having a good Monday. Obviously this was the first day of me actively trying to be better about my calories and stuff. And I figured I would just show y'all the kind of spreadsheet that I'm doing. Some of this I have made myself, some of this I have paid for. So please don't copy and get me in trouble. But we'll start with, I guess, I gotta shrink myself. I think it's a crazy spreadsheet. Okay, it's got a lot going on. I look at a lot of statistics. You know, I've got a graph that I may have copied and it's the same one, but there's a lot going on that really it's not as complicated as it looks. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Starting obviously August 10th, that was yesterday. This is wrong. I didn't weigh myself there, but I weighed myself after work, which isn't the best gauge because after work, you know, I've eaten and everything. We'll get an accurate weight when I wake up, probably Friday morning. But then I guess it'll fluctuate. Weight fluctuates, guys, if you don't know that. And being as big as I am, you know, it can fluctuate kind of a bit. Be it water weight or all that sort of stuff. But I intend to put my weight every single day in this spreadsheet. It'll make me a little line graph, which just makes my brain feel good. If you look over here, a little bit personal, but like, it tells you my BMI. So like, I'm pretty sure that means I'm over 50% fat, which is crazy. But obviously my calorie goal right now is 1700. We're cutting pretty hard. Speaking of cutting, this is my current thing. This is wrong. Don't look at the August 10th. I put that in just so it didn't count towards my overall calculations when it goes down. As you can tell, I've used this before, and as you can tell, there are days where I go crazy. We will not have any of those, hopefully, throughout this kind of chart. Basically, I put my calorie here that I'm like, my goal is how much I've eaten that I track on my weight app. And then it'll automatically calculate. So today I was under 20 calories. And then down here, eventually it'll calculate the total difference, whether how much I'm negative or positive. The bigger the negative number, I would say better, but usually in weight, it's like you don't want to cut back too much. And it'll give me the average amount of calories I ate that day. Next on is my exercise. This is not entirely accurate at all. I don't have one of those things that track your like steps on your wrist, so I basically have to keep it on my phone. And I work most of the day, so like sometimes my phone's in my pocket, and sometimes my phone's on my table. When it's on my table, obviously it's not counting my steps. I'm still gonna put them on the steps that it has counted anyways. This will really only matter Friday through Saturday, where you'll have accurate numbers, because I'll be doing on the treadmill and all that stuff, and I'll be setting goals for myself to run on the treadmill and probably lift weights and, you know, get outside, do some lawn work, that sort of thing. All the days I work, actually it should be today. That's wrong. Well, that should be empty. This should be 2703, I think is what it was. And then at work, obviously I do a basic amount of exercise. I wouldn't say I go crazy. But yeah, it'll calculate my average number of steps I took per day, the total steps I took this month. Obviously, we're starting a little late, but, you know, it'll calculate it. As you can tell, I've done this in the past and just haven't kept up with it. Hold on. Maybe I can cover it. Maybe I'll be good. Hold on. Oh, well, I'm not going to be able to see where it is, actually. I think well, I can't even, okay, hold on. This is whack, yo. I have to, it's kind of like in the middle. I mean, I'm really just hiding how much I make, and it really doesn't matter, truth be told. I don't think I really care that much. Dude, I perfectly blocked that. This is the income tab. But as you see here, I've got my whole, like, you know, what my insurance is, my phone bills, that I calculated it. It'll calculate how much money I've saved and stuff. There used to be a big block on here for debt, which thankfully is gone. I'm gonna start putting back money, so I'm probably gonna add another chart to this. That's like what I'm putting back every month, and then yada yada. But this really highlights when I spend a lot of money on fast food. It goes, hey, you're being kind of a fatso. You're spending all your money on fat foods, fast foods, dude. You can't tell. My brain is, dude. My brain is gone. Um, but yeah, it just helps me keep track of how much money. I mean, obviously I can look at my bank account, but this lets me track. Oh, you spent like 30% of your paycheck on fast food this week, and I go, oh, well, that's pretty bad. And it helps me over the course of, like, I'm sure as the weeks go on. I used to have more on this, but I clean swiped it. I wiped it clean so that I could have a starting fresh, that kind of thing. Yeah, this is a little sheet of betterment that I'm going to be using, and I'm going to keep track of all my stuff. Hopefully I will keep up with this. It gets a little tedious sometimes, but we're sticking to it. I've only got to do 6 months, guys. 6 months of locking in, and we'll be good. Life will be good. I didn't have any soda today. That could be a reason I have a headache, but I could just be. I am who I am. I get headaches relatively often. Truth be told. So, there is that. But yeah, I wanted to show off my little sheet. I hope that was kind of cool for some people. Maybe you'll get inspired, make your own spreadsheet. I like doing that sort of thing just because it feels good to see all the line graphs and stuff. I installed some new games. You might notice, I've been playing. I've been having a good time. As far as videos, I talked about doing more videos on the channel. I guess I can go this way. I talked about doing more videos on the channel as far as like extra videos. I do think those I have come to the conclusion. I think I know what I'm gonna do. I think on the weekends is where the majority of my content's gonna come out. Besides, I think Monday through Thursday, the daily zones are about the extent I want to push myself as far as content goes. I do think on probably Fridays I want to bring back cooking like videos, and then I also probably want to start trying to stream on Fridays, and then. I don't know. I want to do one more thing. I gotta find out one video, kind of like I don't know. There's some video format that is good, that does good on the channel. I obviously my cooking videos do pretty good, and I have good time cooking them. So obviously I look forward to that. I get to go to the grocery store, and then obviously the streams are just good, just for us to hang out and have a good time. And I'll try to make that a kind of current like. I'll set a time, and then I'll try to stick to it every week, be it at 6 o'clock or in the morning, where we can just hang out, chill, and I can either play games or work on D&D or whatever I'm doing, and I can just hang out with y'all and just kind of chill. If y'all have any suggestions on what the other type of video I could do, because I say I want to do games, but I just don't think so. I'd rather just talk about them, or stream random intervals of them. Because just doing let's plays just not good for the channel, and it kind of just delays me, and I could beat games much faster if I just like played them. But there's that. You may notice I didn't talk about reading. The book is literally right there to my iPad. Ignore the almond butter. I haven't touched that. That's there from when I hung out with my little brother, which might have been in the video yesterday. I will be reading that before I go to bed. I think I'm gonna go 10 pages a day. I think it's fairly easy. I thankfully inherited some very good reading. I can read very fast. So I'm sure I'll get through that. I think that's a whole series. I think it's a multi-book series. That'll take me a bit to finish. It is kind of a thick book. But when I get done, I think I'm gonna try to read the Game of Thrones novels back here. I've been watching Legends of Avantris. If you haven't heard me talk about it, every single video I record talking about them, watching their Warhammer thing, they started talking about Game of Thrones, and I was like, man, I really enjoy Game of Thrones quite a bit. I even installed the Crusader Kings 3 add-on, but I bought those books and I've never read them. I watched the series, but I'd love to read those. I also really need to get around to reading the Lord of the Rings, and Witcher. I really just need to read this whole thing. This whole shelf, the only like big chunk of books I've read is these ones, and they're the Night series. They're a very young adult themed book series. It's like 8 books. Very good if you are a high schooler and you're into fantasy, or even an adult. I mean, you might pull some joy from it. but it is definitely like a, I want to say he's like a high schooler aged. He's like he's a kid, he's hanging out with his parents and yada yada. He becomes a knight. And it's it was pretty good. I enjoyed it. I read that 8-book series over the course of like one summer. I mean, they aren't big books, they're like 200 pages a piece, but they were pretty good. I really got I got a lot of stuff I want to watch and talk about and stuff. I just been lazy. But I really want to watch One Piece and that sort of thing, and I'm hoping I can do more of it. But yeah, guys, maybe I'll do stuff where like I watch things. I don't know. Maybe I'll do here's the. I'm hesitant to do react because I don't think generally I'm gonna be a good react person. I'm not generally a guy that freaks out and loses his mind over stuff. But I don't know. Maybe it could be cool to like, I put something on my flat screen. I put my camera like over there, and then like y'all can watch me watch. You can watch me watch the show. Because I don't think I'm gonna go through the whole thing of putting like, oh my god, I'm so bad, guys. You know how people when they react, they put like clips on the screen, and they do like the inverting and opacity and that sort of thing. I don't think I'd probably end up doing that. I'd probably just put a timer on the screen, and then just be like, what I'm watching, yada yada. If that seems interesting to you, please let me know. That might be the second form of content I make, and if that was the kind of content, I'm not gonna lie, that's very low effort, which is very much I like low effort videos. I like just being me and just doing the stuff I want to do, you know. And if that also happens to be good for the channel, I call that a win. We take wins where we can get them, guys. But yeah, I'm gonna go, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I know I'm a little low energy, but I am just nursing that headache, and I refuse to take Advil. Those of you that are probably like, oh, why don't you just take Advil? I only take painkillers when I feel it's absolutely necessary. Be it, I don't know, maybe it's just because like I can just tough it out, or I don't really want to get to the point where like I have to pop more pain pills because I'm so used to popping pain pills. I'd rather just thug it out, and like sure it hurts. Sure, it's making me be less energetic, but you know, I'm chilling. You know, it's not bad to be in pain every now and then, I guess, is the way I'd put it. On the other thing, I really enjoy. I kind of missed up here on my like beard, but like I really enjoy. I probably could have faded this in a little bit more, but I really like what I did with the beard. I think we're gonna be doing that more often, especially when it starts getting like. I definitely am gonna go trimming it because I really like this. The only thing is, I missed a single hair somewhere in this area, and it keeps like getting into my mouth, and I can't find it. And I also didn't shave my neck right here. I could have done a little bit better trimming. I could have done a trim. I didn't trim this at all. I just left it growing. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna go. Thank you so much for watching. Oh. Guys, I'm scatterbrained today. The other type of video I was thinking is maybe of just playing generally scary games. I thought that could be fun on like Spooky Sunday or something. I don't know, on one of the S days, where I just play a scary game, and just have a good time. Maybe like 2 hours of me playing a scary game. I'm a big scaredy cat, and I feel like it could be entertaining to watch. And I would really just be trying to entertain y'all and play. I've got tons of like scary games in my Steam library, be it Alien Isolation, which we won't speak about the only time that that's shown up on the channel because I was way too drunk to be playing that game, and I don't know what like the stuff I said. I have no idea. Like you could tell I was gone. But I could play like horror games, and it could be fun. Some of these games I wouldn't classify as horror games, but I have quite a few. I have some of the dark picture games. You can watch me get people murdered terribly. But yeah, again, thank you so much for watching. I'm gonna go rest, drink some more water, hang out, chill, and get ready for my tomorrow, which I'm gonna be honest, guys, Tuesday and Wednesday looking like they are going to kick my butt at work. Absolutely kick my tush. I'm not really looking forward to it, but you know how we say, we're just gonna tough it out, look forward to the weekend, and enjoy the life that we live. Even if sometimes it's rough. Yeah, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you all tomorrow. Thank you. Bye bye.